David Shaw here with another off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., come visit my site, offtherecordtours.com. Let's go.
When you think of the birth of the information technology industry, you usually think of Seattle or Silicon Valley.
But you should really think about the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C., where I am this morning. Because this is where the earliest forms of computing start. Right here in this building, alongside the C&O Canal, is where this man, Herman Hollerith, makes a machine that starts the information technology revolution.
Hollerith is the son of German immigrants. He gets a degree from the Columbia School of Mines and then goes to MIT to teach mechanical engineering. While at MIT, he studies the challenges of tabulating data. And sometime here, he sees a train conductor punching passenger tickets. And this puts the idea of what would eventually become the punch card in his mind. Bored with teaching, he moves to Washington and works for the Census Bureau. Here he refines his punch card idea and invents this machine that reads punch cards and tabulates the data. He starts the Tabulating Machine Company here in Georgetown.
Georgetown was a logical location for Hollerith's business. By the early 20th century, the canal ceased to be a viable transportation option. Flour milling was declining, as was shipping. This left an area open for new industries like lumber and cement and manufacturing machines like Hollerith's.
Hollerith's company is a huge success. His machine cuts 2 years off the time needed to tabulate the 1890 census data, even though the country's population was larger than ever. And countries all around the world flocked to Georgetown to hire the Tabulating Machine Company to do their censuses. In 1911, the Tabulating Machine Company merged with 4 other firms to become the International Business Machine Company. Some of its operations remained here in Georgetown until before World War II. Hollerith got out of what he called a mean business and retired to a farm on the Chesapeake Bay where he raised Guernsey cows. He dies in 1929.
Hollerith is buried not far from here in Oak Hill Cemetery. And today there is still a member of the Hollerith family working in Washington, albeit in a different line of business. Herman's great-grandson, Randy, is Dean of Washington National Cathedral. And although computing and theology come at it at different angles, both try to provide insight for big questions, and both usually result in producing yet more questions.
IBM goes on to dominate data processing and information technology until the end of the 20th century. Today, this plaque remembers its humble beginnings alongside the C&O Canal in the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., things seen and unseen, arrange your tour of your nation's capital at offtherecordtours.com. Until then, I'm David Shaw.